Alpha Bravo from 207.
13 miles. Fox 1, Fox 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delay. We're having a little bit of setup issues on my side, on server side, but we made it finally, and the pilots are joining the server as we see. And first, I'm gonna jump into Game Master. So, for the ones who don't know me, this is 81 Banana, and I am the host tonight, and I have the privilege to stream the last match of the group stage of the ACES tournament between 51st and Nightwowls for you guys. The ones who are familiar with ACES tournament, they know that this is a mixed scenario of air to ground and air to air. So each team chooses one air task order and fly against the other and collects a point. While the others try to deny them those. We're gonna have ATO5 in the first round. ATO5 is gonna be same situation scenario for both sides. So we have 6 airplanes, 4 of them have air-to-air task, and 2 of them air-to-ground tasks. For the air-to-airs, there's a mix of BVR and infrared missiles. And for the air-to-ground guys, we're gonna have bombs to hit the targets. We're gonna have it between Sochi and Mozdok. And here we're gonna have daytime, gonna have fine weather, a few clouds, but no AVAX. Let's grab one of those airframes for the sake of loadouts. There is an Airbus. The Airbus, make sure that the loadout is correct, that everyone has taken the missiles that is supposed to. I'm not sure if the sound quality is good. It would be great if you could give me a feedback, if you hear me well, if you hear the game, if you hear the aircrafts, if you hear the background music, so I can tune it for you. We see aircraft taxiing. The Airbus is busy controlling the loadouts. I assume that everything is fine. So let's see what airframes we're gonna have. So we have here one F-16, two F-16s, three. The fourth one is a Hornet, a Nightwowls side. See a better view where we get all those guys. So we have here three F-16s. I see one F-18 there. Another F-18 is coming. So far, three F-16s, two F-18s. And the fifth one is going to be, let's check here. Also F-18. So three F-18s, three F-16s on Nightwowls side. And as you see, this F-18 is an air-to-ground airframe. So she's taking two infrared missiles and two bombs. This is a different scenario. Usually the air-to-grounds are not able to take any air-to-air missiles with them. Thank you. The music is intentionally a little bit lower. Sorry, while I'm speaking. Also in-game sound. Once we're gonna take off, you're gonna see the engines. The game sound is gonna be a little bit louder, and then we can also tune the music a bit for you. Thank you for feedback. It's a great help. Cool. Okay, let's go to the other side and see. Let me change the map to the SAT mode. It's a bit better recognizable. So what we have here, we have one Sukhoi 33, two Sukhoi 33s, 3, 4, and two Sukhoi 27s. Yeah. Two Sukhoi 27s, 4 Sukhoi 33s, and this is not surprising. The 51st flies flanker. They're not always, most of the time. So there's no surprise that we see flankers here. We need to wait till the teams taxi to the runway and the Airbus is done with the weapons controlling. The flanker is starting up the engine. So our FC3 modules, they need to rearm and then start the machines. So, as I said, ATO5, there are ground targets for every side. So the blue side needs to take down these two targets on the other side of the hill. And the red side needs to take down these two, the other side of the hill, from their perspective, to get points. So the blue one collects the points for the kills, for the targets they hit, and they need to just protect their own targets from getting hit by the red side. The red side tries to deny the blue side getting points or hitting in targets and getting any kills from their side. So this is the blue side who collects the points only. The red side is in that sense the defender. So the blues are aggressors, a little bit different, as we know. We always consider red side to be aggressors. Good, let's go to the blue side. We're gonna focus on them because these guys are gonna have takeoff information, so they collect points. If they make to takeoff information and they rotate and lose contact with the ground within 2 seconds, it's gonna be considered as a valid takeoff, so they collect points for it. For the ones who are watching for the first time, we are live, but we have a 60 seconds delay just because, to be fair, and don't let any of two teams mates watch and report what's happening there in real time, so the stream is 1 minute delayed. But we're live. We are live, and this is the last group stage match of the ACES tournament between 51st and Nightwowls. Okay, there are discussions around the weapon loadout. We need to wait till it's done. And everybody is loaded with the right armament. This match can change the order in the table. I'm pretty much curious to see how many points these teams gonna make out of the match and who is gonna be the first team and the second team from this bracket to move to the elimination round. Seems both teams are clear now. Was kind of confusion. The first round should be ATO5, and we have an Airbus, and Airbus's duty is to check the loadouts and make sure that both sides are familiar with the regulations. Apparently, the Airbus was the idea that the first round is going to be ATO2, so passed the wrong loadout setting to the teams. A little bit of confusion, but we have just sorted out. The ATO2 is going to be in the next round. So the first round is going to be ATO5, 6 airplanes, 4 of them air to air and 2 of them air to ground. Air to grounds also allowed to take 2 IRs with them. So it's going to be pretty much aggressive because all 6 can fire air-to-air missiles. There's no AWACS, so we assume that they get very close to each other. We're going to have very, very fast and quick engagement and very short period of engagement of the flight. I hope I can catch all of that for you. We just changed the server, and on the other server we have live TAC view, so we could watch a TAC view afterwards if we had it, but we don't. So I try to catch as much as possible during the live match because we don't have any TAC view session tonight. Okay, 51st is ready. We're waiting for Nightwowls. This is true, Godfather. I haven't seen the table recently. 3 days ago, if it was updated, I'm not sure. I think when this match is done, then we're gonna have an update because all the matches results are there. So we have the update. Could be that in this bracket, G66 it's a little bit less chance to qualify, but we need to wait and see what happens here, and then we can say what are the two teams who are going to move to the next stage. Just sneaking in the result page. If this is up to date, Phoenix Task Force is leading the table with 945 points. 343, 855, G66, 830. So all is depending on what are the points getting achieved by the 51 or 51st and Nightwowls, if they can change that, because 51st has got 705 points, Nightwowls 645 points, and they could reach out and touch 343. G66 has no chance, as you said. They're at third place and they're not qualified, together with TFS 81 Nemesis joint team, and I think 51st can collect some points, but if it is enough to be the second in the group, or 343 is already qualified, we will see. So we saw the beautiful 51st typical formation takeoff. Here at Sochi, the coast of Black Sea. Look at that close formation takeoff and rendezvous. They're going into the right fingertip Very close fingertip formation. Beautiful. So short after takeoff. Beautiful. Okay, we see these guys are going not directly to the bullseye. As we said, there is no AVAX. We have one separation here. So we have here two Sukhoi 27s altogether. They're heading to different location. And the other Sukhoi 33s are heading up the map. On the other side, we have F-16, F-18. They have 45 to 50 nautical mile radar range that they can detect other airframes. F-16 maybe a little bit less, but from that distance, when we watch here, we have about 165 nautical miles, so none of those airframes can see each other, so they just take advantage of that, going high before they get into the bubble. There is a bubble here where you can see they need to go into the bubble, and then they are not allowed to leave the bubble till the mission is accomplished, and therefore they go up. They try to just enter the bubble from the upper side and probably surprise the other team. With the labels, we see a little bit better who's who. With the Nightwowls, it's a bit more clear because the separation is bigger. So we have Dima, we have Schwabel, Boomer, Jane, Wingnut, and Steak. The F-16s leading. Makes sense. They're faster, they're more agile. And here we have the last F-18 piloted by Boomer with the air-to-ground task, and we have here the targeting pod. So they're probably going for a laser guided bombing, as we see also with the bombs. It's clear. Beautiful skin. So let's see where these guys are. So Su-27s delayed a little bit here. We'll know why, because probably, I don't know, they wanted to gain altitude first and then come closer, and that's why probably why they went around. And the plan is here probably to enter the bubble late. Bit risky, because if Nightwowls are quicker, then they can take down the blue targets, and there are negative points for 51st. What do you think, guys? Is this strategy gonna pay? A bit tricky. Jane is the next air-to-ground guy. So the air-to-ground guys are back. So probably this is what 51st calculated, that they're going to be behind. They are not going to reach these targets. And somehow the strategy works that you let the other side wait for you. The other disadvantage when you get close or just reach the bullseye very quickly, then you need to turn around. You go into a circle, you go cold somehow, and then you have not as good SA as you fly straight towards your target, and you can't fire. So less firepower and worse situational awareness. Red just entered the bubble. We read the message from server script. Blue, I think, is still outside the bubble. They let the red side wait. You see the foreship of Sukhoi 33 are very high. They're 40,000 feet high. And the Sukhoi 27s also. So they are all together, all six, kind of 40,000-ish. They fly very close to each other. Hard to resolute on the FCR or say page when we fly so close together. So this is the deal. The other side cannot understand or resolute how many they are. I think, okay, there are six that are flying all together. They concentrate on them. And probably what is going to work here is that the Sukhoi 33s go very low so that they build this radar elevation difference so that they are not getting seen. Or they stay high, they come from side and do the task. So the blue is also in the bubble. The blue area is contested now. And this way, blue has just neutralized the bubble. You see, Dima and Steak has just noticed that they're very fast. So they come down with the speeds of 500 knots. They are not burning anymore. They slow down. Exactly for the reason that I told you. They don't want to get here very close and then need to go into defensive and have disadvantage. Sukhoi 33 4-ship is still climbing. Climbing up the map, not in the altitude. They're getting down, getting closer to 35 angels. Angels 34 something now, so they are descending. And this is what I thought. They go up, they save fuel because they need to burn all the time, because they go round, they go long distance, so they need to go high to save fuel because they burn all the time. And then they descend slowly to get low and come from the flanks. Okay, here we have the Sukhoi 27s. I don't think that we see Dima or Steak here at this moment shoot any missiles. I assume that the first missile is gonna go off the rail from this side. Just the intuition. I don't know. I haven't seen the match. This is live with 60 seconds delay. This is my assumption. They need to do that to keep the enemy busy. Okay, they see that the first two spears here go into defensive. That's why they save missiles. They stay high. They go back because if you're high and you get closer, you're gonna get hit by fox trees. They don't want to risk. They want to stay high. What really surprises me that they are flying towards this 4 ship here. This way, these guys gonna beam this area and see the others also coming. At one advantage that you get together, you can count with backup and support of the other guys, but very curious to see how this strategy is. Here we have 38 nautical miles. So this F-16 should slowly see these targets. When has the radar? Look at that. They're going to 47,000 feet and still climbing. And this is what these guys are not probably counting with. They are not set their radar so high, so beaming in the sky to detect them, just because these guys are around 27, 28,000, and this is where they're looking with their radars. Probably not beaming higher than 48,000, 50,000. It's going to be quite difficult to see them. This way, 51st has just hold the engagement to a rather flat area around Mineral Vodny and went away from the mountains. They're getting closer from this side. They can attack these targets from that side. Probably they're doing better in the flat area, I don't know, but this leaves these 2 targets to the red side. Here we have 2 air-to-air. They try to secure this area so that the air-to-ground guys can come in and do the job. So they are guarding this area. And now Boomer, and I think it was the other one was Jane, exactly, need to jump in and come and do the job here. The confusion is they don't see these guys probably here. They know that 2 are here. They don't want to chase them. They come back to where the show is going on. And just because most of them were cold a couple of minutes ago, they had no SA. Now probably here, exactly, Stake sees someone coming and fires a long-range AIM 120C to keep them away, just because they're chasing Dima. Trouble is also aware, so I assume that we're gonna see one AIM 120 off the rail here. Exactly. Let's take that missile. Climbing. Burn time is over. Go satellite. See what it does. Okay. Oh. Here. We lost one. So probably that was the missile which was fired by Stake. Take the second one. The altitude is very high. You're high. Oh, that was close. That was close. You're too high. You don't have any clutter over there. Difficult to notch. Difficult to do anything. You're not that maneuverable in that height. So it's a bit risky to stay up there. So here, Rich is on Schwabble. He's high. And Schwabble is low. He just passed him and couldn't see him. So they just missed each other. These guys just missed each other. 27 ER goes off from brake shot on wing knot. Let's see if it can reach out and touch wing knot. Where is he? Can't see him. Okay. Over. Here, the next aim 120 on break shot. Come from top to bottom. And it's a hit. Well done. Well done. Here we have Boomer flying away, diving, fighting for her life. Go into the valley. Try to pull the missile down. And the missile is crashed. The next 27 ET coming off the rail. And this time hit. So Rich is victorious, but not in the ideal position here. They're surrounded by at least two F-16s here. Roofy is gonna come for help. And here, Steak on this side, try to keep Frosty and Stinger away from guys. I assume that Rich gonna fire the next missile. Air brake goes off. Gonna notch in case, just in case, or want the other side to pass the hill first before it reaches out to pick up the hill. The calculation went wrong. Frosty, good position versus Wingnut. Wingnut is down there. Did Frosty see him? Apparently not. It is difficult, guys, without AVAX. It is hell lot of experience that you need to do that. You see, these guys are passing each other because they don't see each other or see each other very late. That's why those missiles work. Here, Roofies. Is he successful? We're gonna see. You don't see the target because it's low. Now it's coming high. Better visible. The first missile, you do nothing. Probably the second one is gonna go off the rail. Roofies make sure that they get close enough to them, but apparently is gonna annoyed by another guy and needed to go into the defensive. Here we have the M9 come out of the rail and touches Roofies in the back. So 3 guys here down from red. 1 is chasing Stinger, and Stinger is all alone with a Sukhoi 27. Alone against all. Merge. Players go out just in case. And a very close turn. He has 1 PL5 I can see here. But he has no chance in time to take use of it. Wow. What a match. What a match. What a round, actually. So, 4 of Nightwowls are still alive. It means that... Let me check how many points are there when you get a kill while we're watching these guys doing the bombing job. Let me check for the ATO5. I need a PDF. I could never remember that pointing system. So for the ATO5, the formation takeoff has got 5 points. Air to ground, 2 targets, 20 points. You see that the connection timed out just because the red side doesn't need to go back and do RTB. That's why we don't wait for them to RTB. Server get restarted. You have the new ATO2. This is a little bit pity, not a little bit, it's a pity because in that scenario, if the red side makes the bomb, the blue targets, they get points for that because the protecting the targets from the red side would bring the blue side 5 points. So this way, they didn't have the opportunity to do that because the server was started so early. They have just restarted the server. So we need to discuss, because for me, 2 airframes, each of them has 2 bombs, so 4 bombs for 2 targets, laser guided. They are able to hit. So I think that they get that 5 points reduced. Or let's say if they protect them, they couldn't protect it, so they don't have the point. So really weird. So I would give I wouldn't give them the 5 points because they didn't make to protect them. That's why maybe server restart would also make sense. I don't know, the Airbus should decide on that. But landing at home base for blue would have bring 5 points. They don't collect it. They didn't make to come back home. All 6 were hit. Every kill brings 10 points. They have just made to kill 2 of the blue side, the red side, sorry. So they get 20 points. I didn't see any friendly loss, so there's no minus points. And yeah, friendly kills. There was no on the red side. They can't collect any points. So this way, we don't need to calculate that. I send you to a very short break till the teams are back in the server. Server is up and running, and you guys are also fresh. Grab something to drink or eat if you like. We're going to be back in 5 minutes when the teams are in the server and have just taken the aircrafts, and I then explain you what is the scenario in the ATO2. So, see you soon. Don't go anywhere.
Alpha Bravo from 207.
13 miles. Fox 1, Fox 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Copy both flags.
Welcome back, guys. Second round of tonight's match. ATO2. We have Nightwowls this time on the blue side and 51st on the red side. So, one change is the theater. We are now in Persian Gulf map. And it's going to be flown between Al Ain International and Qashm Island at Strait of Hormuz. We have 70 to 74 miles somehow between each airport and the bullseye. The distance between them for sure is double as that, so kind of 185, 186 miles. So almost same distance as we had in the other map. And this time, these are the Nightwowls who are going to collect the points and make their point state better to climb up in the table. See if it is enough to make changes. In the final result, or is the 343 is the team who's gonna proceed to the next round together with the PTF from that bracket. Let's go and grab one of those guys. While I explain you the Air Task Order 2, in this Air Task Order, we have again 6 airframes, but on the blue side, we have 4 air-to-air task airplanes and 2 air-to-ground ones. And on the red side, we have pure air-to-air. The difference is the blue side can have limited BVR missiles, but the red side has only IR missiles, so need to get closer to be able to engage. Daytime, fine weather, broken clouds, but again, no AVACs. We see the F-16s taxi in. it is recommendable when you just do the loadout or weapon and fueling on the runway last minute, just because if you don't do that, you need to just drop the bags and take them again, and this is annoying. So they probably prefer to do that on the runway. Let's see if we have any changes here in the airframes. 3 F-16 so far, and 3 F-18. So we have the same choice of aircraft as the other ATO. The teams are allowed to change the airframes between 2 rounds because there are different scenarios and they are allowed to do that. So these guys are putting on their armors. Beautiful skin, by the way. And it surprised me if 51st gonna decide for a different type of aircraft. Let's wait and see. They are getting a server. One by one. So far we have 1 Sukhoi 33, the 2 Sukhoi 27s next to each other. I don't expect anything else by flanker, but flanker. Guys, how did you find the first round? Did you expect that? Yeah. We're still discussing about the server restart. Yes, it is a bit pity. I think the Airbus had all the time in his mind that this is an ATO2 round. With that in mind, probably thought that the job is done. Can happen. We need to wait and see how organizers decide. There are 5 points. If they make any difference at the end, we're gonna see. So no surprise. Here we have our 6 flankers with a little bit of change. 4 Sukhoi 27 here and 2 Sukhoi 20. Okay, with a little bit of change here. We have this time 2 Sukhoi 33s and 4 27 flankers. The other way in comparison. The first round. While we're watching the red side, the blue is made to taxi. So we are missing still 1. Who's that? Okay. The 6th one is also coming. Perfect. We're gonna watch these guys. They're gonna do the formation takeoff, and we want to see how they do. Okay. The difference also in the armament is that the bombers are not allowed to take air-to-air weapons. So they're only armed with bombs and do the air-to-ground. Let's take a look at the other armaments, what they got. So here we have 2 AMRAAMs, 2 Sidewinders. Here we have also 2 AMRAAMs and 2 Sidewinders. The F-16 there has also 2 AMRAAMs and 2 Sidewinders. For the F-18, also the same, and the other 2 F-18s are pure bombers. This is set. Airbus is controlling everything, and when things are okay, we're gonna have the go, go, go. No J-11s today. We will see if Breakshot is also is flying this round or not. For the blue side, as I said, they're a mix of Fox 3 and Fox 2s. For the flanker side, we're gonna have only Fox 2 missiles, infrared. Let's use this opportunity while we're waiting and thank our sponsors, TacView, which we are not using live tonight. There is online telemetry or live telemetry functionality, which lets us see what's happening on the battlefield in a live manner. This is not set on this server. I didn't receive the credential to log into, because we're flying on a different server tonight. And the Fox 3 Managed Solutions providing the ready-made DCS dedicated servers to the community. And if you guys are planning to get a server for your own, just fly with friends, or you have a squadron and thinking of getting your dedicated server or change your provider, you can also consider that option. And TacView is something what I use on a daily basis for debriefing and briefing of my squad. Very capable tool, records all the flight information and also give you a 3D geometry of the battle area that you can share and watch at any time. So the Nightwowls are ready. They're waiting for the other side. The area where around the bullseye is flat. Even though it's a bit difficult to do CCIP, just because the targets are hidden between all those dark spots which are around. There are bushes and everything around that makes it a bit hard to recognize the targets. There is a smoke, red smoke, which indicates where the targets are, but the smoke goes on or visible as soon as you get close to them. So when you want to do CCIP, you see that when you're getting 4 or 5 nautical miles close to the targets, and that makes it a bit difficult, even though there is a flat area around that. Here I can show you. These are the target, and you can see from a couple of miles away, they're quite hard to see, especially when you're flying with VR headset. And then it's even worse when the cloud's moving and put a shadow on them. So the blue side need to hit these targets, and the red side needs to defend them. Let's see how the red side is doing. Okay, they're taxing, so we're gonna be there at any time. You have the go, go, go order. Let's focus on the blue side, not that we just miss anything. So we have Steak again, Schwabel, Dima, Rob, New Face, Jane, and Boomer. Who is not there this time? Who is just Rob hopped in for? Can't remember. You know, guys? Okay, 51st is lining up, writing in the chat. Okay, 51st is ready. Everyone is ready. It's also a little bit disadvantaged for this side because they have just consumed fuel while they were waiting on the runway, but it's not much. Couple of 100 pounds, probably neglectable. So here we go with the first element of the blue side, going for the formation takeoff in full burner, very close distance, and now they're gonna rotate into a valid formation flight. Takeoff, sorry. Nicely done. I'm gonna watch the other guys do. Not as easy or as difficult as the first element did, just because this time we have two different airframes, different takeoff speed, different drag, different engine thrust. It's important that they take off in sequence. Not in sequence, sorry. And together, doesn't matter how far they are from each other, they need to take off within 2 seconds, and that's what it's made. Okay, the last airframe boomer with the bombs just also taken off. So completely in the air, no casualties so far. All 6 in the air. Here are the labels for you. And then let's see what is the tactic this time. Okay, here we have 4 Su-27 together. Pretty much the same tactic. Pretty much the same tactic. Here, when you make to fly low, as I think it's what they are quite doing, not sure. If you make to fly low and pass this route and hide behind the mountains around Khassab, you have the chance to just take this corridor and come in to the bubble and surprise your enemy from the left. Eastern Ras Al Khaimah International. And it's also easier to just go into the merge when you are flying over land. It's a bit difficult over water. Sky is blue, water is blue. There is a danger of going where to go. They're a bit high because they're still out of blue side's radar range, so they're comfortable to go high. Let's see if they come down at any point of time or they're gonna stay high. Same scenario, quite same scenario as the round 1 in Caucasus Mountains. Which one is better, the satellite or the alternative map? Let me know which one do you like. Which one is better visible for you guys? It was planned that Alpha Whiskey joins me as co-commentator. Unfortunately, shortly before the match tonight, we need to change the plan a little bit. I have an issue with audio as soon as I start any other audio source like Discord or TeamSpeak or anything else, or even playing video with sound on my PC. The sound get distorted, and it is new. I don't know if you guys are familiar and experienced with OBS. I appreciate any tips. I hope I can sort it out soon and find out what is the reason. It was not like that. I have this issue since 2-3 days. All of a sudden, I don't know which of those applications have updated itself. Okay, so quite same scenario that the blue side reaches the area as the first team. And this is probably what 51st don't care. Actually, they should be here defending those red targets. And why are not there? Why are they so far away? Why are they so high? Why they take their time to get into the bubble? Because they think that the bombers are also the last one getting to the combat zone, so they don't need to rush. It's risky, you never know. If you know that, it's a valid strategy. If you don't know it, it's a risk. What if the bombers just did differently because they flew first round and knew that these guys take their time to get into the bubble? They could go in, do the job, and then go back and circle around the combat zone. If they can use their guns against the airframes of red side when needed, or they could even go back and land and collect points. I think there is points there if they do formation landing. Let me check for the ATO2. There is, when 4 fighters survive and land back, there is a bonus point. So for formation landing, no points. It should be only minimum 1 aircraft getting back to home base and do an overhead break to land. So in that sense, I would go back at least with one of the air to grounds, land, secure that 5 points, and the other one could help or stay in the area and see if the air to airs need help at the end, to make sure that the other 3 also go back home and they have the 4 survivors and get the other 10 bonus points. Okay, here we go. Let's see if Schwabble is brave enough to fire the first missile on the target here. And the Sukhoi 33 blown by break shot. Where is break shot? Break shot is 38 Angels and Schwabble. You see the contrail. You see the contrail. Flying flank. Beam to Schwabble. Well, make sure that he gets the 6 first, then fire. I'm not sure. I would not chase him any longer. You can't fire on him from that position. Missile wouldn't do anything. So these guys is pulling the engagement over the water while the other 4 ships are ingressing from the other side. Rob is clever here and watch out for the other side to make sure that they're not getting surprised from behind. I think he sees them and puts them in his gimbal. Oh, we had here very close situation. That AIM 120 could do the job, but it didn't. No casualties from each side here. Steg has a shooting position on the target. Let's see, the target is up there. You see the contrails. If the missile does the job, yeah, perfectly done. From down to top, you have no chance to be up there and defend against the missile, which has no clutter in the background. Red is 1 down and 6 blues are still alive. Probably we're gonna see Rich having a bit of trouble with Schwabble here. Goes into a beam. These guys fly very high. Difficult to evade missiles in that height. I don't know why. Maybe somebody can explain me. Maybe I have no idea. These 4 regroup here. Breakshot is all alone on the west side. Bombers are waiting till the air is clear. Here, Steak flying alone towards the 4-ship. They're gonna probably communicate with Trouble here, ask him to just follow and cover him. Or he decides to go on break shot and put the Steak down here. Let's see. We see the contrail. Steak should have also seen the contrail. He's fast. He's 550 knots, 20,000. He has fired a missile. He has a missile to defend. Goes low. If he's successful, you're going to see. Yeah. So the R-73 is wasted. Dima and Rob are heading into north to help Steak. I want to see a shot from Dima on Kali and a shot from Rob on Rich. Now, these missiles will do nothing but help Steak to just fly back to his friends safe and sound. This is exactly what is now happening. A little bit too late for my view because Kali is already low. Let's see if Breakshot is gonna take any action here versus these low guys. These guys are low, and he probably either doesn't see them or says, "Hasta la vista, I go back, and this AIM-9 of yours cannot do any harm to me because I'm so high." We lost another one here, red one. We didn't see. We missed it as we were focused on break shot. Let's see if he is in a good position. Yes. And he fires, goes the flare out just in case, because he knows that Steak is trailing him, probably has lock on him. He knows, he get the warning. And here we go. This should sit. Yes. No matter how low you fly, F-16 was 800 knots fast. So the inertia and the kinetic of the missile was higher than to be able to deny it. We have 5 on the blue side still, and 3 on the red side. Does 51st and 100 make to succeed versus 5 opponents or not? Rob fires another 120C on Frosty. Let's take that missile, see how he's doing. Frosty's high. This is Frosty. Frosty's high, goes into the dive quite late. And you can't get rid of that missile when you're so high. Sorry, guys. It's not possible. Rich. Good chance here to change. To make a change. He's not fast. He is 560 knot. He's not burning. Even though he's gaining speed, even though he's not burning. Such a powerful engines Flanker have. 600 knots. He's gaining on speed. He doesn't need to burn. Just save fuel. He has enough missiles. Still 4 missiles. At least I can see 4. Let's check. Yep. And the enemy far away. And he turns back. Dima makes a mistake and turns back, probably because the lock is broken, or he has no lock here in that sense because it is the IR missile, and IRST does the job. I would have extended a little bit and go to my friend before I turn back. Here we have again another missile goes off the rail from 51st, better say 100 Cully, and reaches out and touch Rob in the air. 2v1 here. Steak try to fly away from that incoming missile. He needs to go low. He needs to go low. Okay. 2 versus 2. Let's check the armaments. Boomer is air to ground. Jane is air to ground. No air to air missiles. And here we have Cully. He has still, let's see, 3 PL5s. And we have Rich. 1 PL5s. 4 PL5s for 2 targets. Let's see how these guys are doing. They can use their guns to defend themselves and to attack the targets. But it's going to be very difficult. Jane can fire. I think Boomer is going to go for these targets while Jane is distracting these guys. These guys don't know if Jane is a bomber or air-to-air. That's why when you lock on them, when Jane lock on them, they can think that Jane has a missile and getting closer to them. Could be helpful. If Jane is doing that, I don't know. Probably yes. Yes, probably a lock on Rich. It doesn't make sense to just follow him without luck. You don't want to hit him. You just want to make him feel a bit of stress. I think they have now found out that the F-18s are pure bombers. And they are quite fast. They know they are F-18s. They know that the engines are not powerful as a flanker, so they cannot reach them. That's why they ignore him. Simply ignore him. But they're not sure if they're air to ground because the flares go out. Now they find out either these guys are Winchester or they are air to ground, so we don't need to be afraid of that F-18. But with Jane, they're not sure. They don't know it yet. Pass each other. Jane coming from top. If he makes, get a gun solution, sorry, or not. It didn't. It didn't make to just put the trigger on the snapshot. This is what Riches try. Also unsuccessful. He has no PL5s. Boom. They just separate from the target and let the job to Cully with their 3 PL5s. Still 2 under the wings. So the facet. Blue didn't make to hit the ground target. Blue lost all the airframes. They could collect the points for 4 air-to-air kills. No points for landings. And just points for formation takeoff. Red doesn't need to go back home. Are they trying to kill each other? No, no. Even though they don't need to RTB, probably try to join up, rendezvous. The lights are on, formation lights are on, collision lights on. They find each other easily. They go into the formation and want to do a landing in Keshe Island, which is not needed. They won't get any point for that. I'm quite curious to find out how many points at the ends are there, if it is enough to change the order in the table, or 343 KU and PTF are the ones who are moving to the next round from this bracket. And we have the other bracket. I think the matches are finished in that. So we had the last match of this group stage today. RPA with 680 points. I hope the table is updated. And PTF 18 sharpshooters, another team from PTF with 675 points, are probably going into the next round. They're followed by Red Star with 600 points, In Sky with 585 points, and SPQR with 550, and 404 Freelancer unfortunately needed to drop off the tournament, so they have no points. Just because the other group had a match less than this one, the scores are a bit lower in comparison to Group A, where the first and second place are qualifying with 945 points for Phoenix Task Force and 855 for 343 Naval Air Group. Congratulations to these guys. I hope you enjoyed the match. That was a good fight. Very intense, very close. Hopefully I could catch most of the scenes which were interesting. ACES is always a fast tournament, not because the distances are short, just because of the format, and also because the tasks that you need to fulfill are very different, not only air to air. So shorter rounds, intense kills happens very quickly, but we saw very good solid performance of both sides. For me, being neutral, Nightwowls were a bit better. This is what the results also showing. 51st and 100 are very expert pilots. There was a strategy to fly like this. There are thoughts behind that. I would like to see those flankers low, hiding in a mountain, use their IR missiles with no warning and without lock to just surprise the enemy. For good reason, the strategy was different. I never find out, probably. But congratulations to both teams. Very good and solid performance. And we're going to see more intense fights in the next round between the 4 teams who are qualifying: PTF, Sharpshooters, Arpia, and 343 KU. Let me check when gonna be. I think the semifinals, because we have no tiebreakers, I think it's all clear. The semifinal one is gonna be on December 17th between the Group A winner 1 and Group B winner 2. The Group A winner 1 is gonna be PTF, and Group B winner 2 is gonna be, let me check, Sharpshooters. Interesting. This is 2 teams from same home, from same squadron, let's say. And then the semifinal 2 is going to be 18th of December, the day after, between Group B winner 1, which is Harpia, and Group A winner 2, which is oh no, sorry, Group A winner 1. No, that was correct. And the Group A winner 2 is 343, exactly. 343 versus sharpshooters. Stay tuned. I hope I have time on those days to bring you the stream live. This is going to be on December 17 and 18, and then we have the finals on December 24th. Oh, what a day. The semifinals is or are scheduled for 1800 Zulu if there are no changes in that, and the finals is going to be on 1900 Zulu if there's also no change on that. It is always because the teams can align on different time to do that. I don't know if it is also like this with the finals and semifinal or not. Thank you guys for watching. That was a pleasure to host you. I hope we see each other soon during those semifinal and final matches. With that, I'm gonna send you to our famous video from Alpha Whiskey. Wish you a good time today, and see you soon. Stay tuned. Have a good time.